Dearie me, it's still me, and you I. Hi, saluted me. What a heresy. What a heresy for me today, being North American. It was obviously a Super Bowl weekend. I did not watch it, and I had no clue who won, right? It happens. A North American who does not indulge in Super Bowl weekend. There was no pizza for me. I did not order chicken wings. That's what they did, bro. They order chicken wings, and that billions will be consumed today in North America. It's that big. It's huge, man. Not even talking about the tailgating and whatnot. I think it was in Las Vegas today, and people outside are more than people basically watching that live event in the stadium. But that's that. Anyway, guys, lately, since I'm posting videos again on YouTube in this fashion, seated in my couch, I'm receiving a lot of feedback from you guys. It is a pleasure to reconnect with a lot of you guys. I forgot about you. Time flies by because it was like 7 years now that I stopped posting on the regular on YouTube. So yeah, I might as well come back and tell you about whatever happened in those 7 years. A lot of things happened, man. Obviously, if you guys remember, I moved to this new place I live in since a while, alone, and a lot of change did occur in these years. A lot of change. The most important one is obviously my coaching service, which allowed me to really expand my horizons. Um, Oftentimes at a certain age you think you know a lot about life, about humans, but in all actuality maybe you don't know that much and you keep learning. And it's very humbling to me right now at 48 to say that, quite frankly, I am certain that I'm just a kid still learning in this life. The more you know, the more you open a door, you have like 10 other doors in front of you. It's really that important. So do not boast, do not be arrogant and think that you know it all, because frankly life is too short to acquire all the knowledge that is out there. You need to be humble about it. And hopefully I am. So connecting with these guys that obviously they coach to, to better their physique solidly. I mean, as the primary reason, but with that comes their life. I tend to connect with these guys, and a lot of them tell me their stories because, quite frankly, one of the biggest reasons for these guys to join my coaching service, it is to some sort of escape or to correct or get back into some sort of discipline, um, and that event is caused by some sort of drama. A lot of things entice a guy to want to better himself from the physical standpoint, like a divorce, a separation, great loss, depression, betrayal, financial issues, and whatnot. A lot of things, man, and it's heart wrenching, but it's also heartwarming to see them succeed, right? I can't even count the guys that I worked with, and most of the guys are silent. It is our nature. We don't talk, we don't express our feelings. But at the end, they tell me how it was salvatory for them to undergo that physical transformation, right? I really, I think I can come here every day, tell you about some stories about these guys. So I'm gonna pick up a random one that I had as of late, just for it to be some sort of a, hopefully a learning experience for you guys. I train guys from all over the world. This guy lives in the U.S., but originally he is, let's say, from the Indian subcontinent. Indian subcontinent. I'm gonna leave it that way. So it can be Pakistan, India, or Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka. So these guys have a traditional, obviously, culture. The guy is very successful in the U.S. He has a high-paying job, works as a high-end engineer. We worked before. It was a success story. And then he came back to me as of late. He did not tell me why, what happened, nothing. As I said, the guys are really silent. We did another reset to bring him back into shape, and then he told me about what happened to him. So what happened to him is that he connected with a girl from his home country to get married. And sure enough, he got married with her, actually. He sent me videos on YouTube. It was very, very special of an event. because in those cultures, in his culture actually, the wedding lasts a week, 7 days of festivities, 7 days. It's very expensive. They love gold, those kind of traditional dresses and whatnot. Big venues when they invite a lot of family and basically friends, and so hundreds of people were feasting for like a week and dancing and having those kind of parties. Again, you will see a lot of gold, right? And he paid for that. His family paid actually back home. It's their culture. He brought her to the U.S. Obviously, he's American. And he did all the paperwork. As soon as she arrived to the U.S., she changed right away, right away. And long story short, she divorced him right there. It was a scam, literally a scam. And he found out more later because her phone that she was using, it was his phone. So he found all the texts. She was, the first week, she was in contact with a lawyer, a local lawyer in the U.S. to divorce him. And she was conniving with one of his friends, actually, here. He's from the same culture, and they were conniving together alongside her family here in the U.S. And he lost a lot of money. Right now, she is American, right? That's the law. That's how it goes. Although he brought her here, he lost a lot of money here. Plus, over there in his country, they have a law to pay for like 6 months for her, some sort of a alimony or things like that. Plus, all the dowry or the jewelry he bought. Dude, when he gave me the sheer number of how many hundreds of thousands of dollars he lost, I was smashed. I was literally shocked, man. But it happened to him. He was betrayed, and there was no shame into it. Her family was also involved. They were conniving. It was a conspiracy behind his back, and it happened to him just like that, man. He was destroyed. The guy is young. I think he's in his 20s, 29 or something. And that's that. Before starting his life, he wanted to do it the proper way. He thought, I'm gonna bring a traditional woman from my home country. Next thing you know, was a disaster. So, dude, be careful out there. Don't think it's better the other way. This is a uh, known fact, right? They say, I'm gonna bring like a traditional woman from a traditional country. I've heard so many stories like that. Guys who brought the bride, like they call them like a mail-in bride from, let's say, Philippines or Thailand or whatever, man. They change rather quickly, man. I've heard some stories here in Canada where the bride flees actually from the airport. So as soon as she puts her feet here, she's a goner. And that's just a scam, man. That's just a scam. So be careful out there. It's a wide, wide west. Time have changed. There is no shame in the game. They look at you straight in the face and they betray you. That's it. So, it's not about the player, about the game, bro. So even if you think you can live with a traditional person that you import from overseas, please, when that person comes here, you guys will roll with the current laws that are here. Those are Western laws. Even for us Westerners, we're not dealing with them well, right? We're not dealing with them well. We think maybe they're too biased. So imagine if you bring a person here and you think, no, that doesn't count that way, man. At the end of the day, it's the law that prevails here, and it will dictate everything. You're not two, you're three. And the third person in your relationship is the government. And the government is a bitch, right? And that's it. Again, countless stories. I'm going to come back quite often, discuss some of them. I have guys who came back to me, and then I noticed, these guys sending me like weekly pictures. In that pictures, I noticed that they're not in the same spot. Some guys, I noticed they have only one simple mattress behind them in the background. These guys had like big houses, and then they come back to me, and then I have to probe them and ask them, so bro, what happened to you? What's the background there? They're living in a small, tiny apartment with only one mattress, right? Some guys that went through what is called a gray divorce. Gray divorce is when you're gray like myself, you're an old dude, you're like a gray wolf. in your 50s and whatnot, and then they got divorced. That's the worst divorce ever. Because let's say you're 55, man, you're about 5 years from your retirement, and then you lose everything. You lose all your belongings, your assets, and even your savings, and even your retirement. The person you divorce would have basically a say into that. I mean, it's impossible to bounce back from a great divorce, right? The older you are, the harsher the divorce is. And that is that. So be careful out there, stay safe. As for me, another update real quick right here. I'm still the same dude. I am still single, thankfully, and I don't regret that. I think it's probably the best decision I took when it comes to my lifestyle in the West. Dude, there is Facebook nowadays. How old is Facebook? 2 decades, give or take, maybe, right? Facebook is your friend because you can lurk and see people you knew 2 decades ago. You were going out with them, maybe they were your friends, your families and whatnot, people you were enticed with, enamored by, right? You were like in love with them, and then you see them. Damn, time makes changes, dude. Right? You see, the wall is undefeated. The wall, talking about this wall right here, it takes no prisoners, bro. So that's that. You need to comprehend once and for all, man, that nowadays nothing stands. I mean, traditionalism is no longer standing. Don't think that people have shame in their game or they say, bro, I'm traditional, I have some shame. I'm not going to do this. No, because everything is cold and transactional nowadays. And when it goes south, it is the law of the government that will rule over you. And usually it's definitely unbiased. It's totally unbiased. It's a raw deal. So that's that, dude. You do you. Be careful. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. I'll say I cannot be quite explicit in my sayings here because I've lost a channel and it was banned mostly because of this. Just trying to give man a sense of reality, but it was too triggering back then. Nowadays, though, hopefully they will not censor this because there's a litany, a plethora of other channels who are doing a great job, way better than mine back then. I was a pioneer. I was one of the pioneers back in the day. There was not a lot of us. That's why I was censored and canceled and shadow banned. They blocked everything on my channels. I lost a channel. I lost a Facebook page that has like 600,000 followers. I was just merely talking and giving my opinion on, let's say, some newspaper events, right? That were happening that were concerning us as dudes. But for them, it was too triggering back then. They canceled a lot of guys, but now they're submerged. That is too many. I think it's a storm of guys putting this kind of content. They cannot cancel them all. They're still being canceled, but they're too numerous of them, right? So I think the cat is out of the bag, right? This video is very mild. Do not say any kind of triggering word, or so I hope. So algorithm be not saluted. But you do you. I say it straight up. More power to you as a dude. Your friend is your pocket. And that's it. Do not put yourself in harm's way. You guys know what I'm talking about. Trust nobody. Stay on your own. Be free. How can I say it? Your bank account, your decision, right? It's like, that's that. You do you, man. Be careful out there. It's a wild, wild thing. Own your own stuff. Acquire your dream car, sport car, drive it like you stole it. Be free so you can make a video at night on your own. Nobody's whining on you. There's no whining in the background. Now you can elect to watch TV if you will. Go play some video games. Chat with your bros. You can elect right now to go out and have a drink. Why not? All right? Have a cheat meal for good measure. Why the hell not? It is your decision after all. Nobody will bust your balls, call you. Where are you? You're late. This and that. No. Right? And that's that, guys. Talk to you soon. Saluted be.